Hey everybody, Playtendoguy here, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be actually shock horror, going to review a film. And today I'm going to be reviewing John Wick Chapter 4. So without further ado, let's get into it. So hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well and thank you ever so much for joining me for another video. I really do appreciate your support. So yes, you've heard I'm going to actually do a movie review for a change. It's been a while since I've done one of these and I thought, you know what, let's give it a shot. So I finally got a chance to watch John Wick Chapter 4 after all this while at the weekend, and I wanted to share my opinions with you. Don't worry if you haven't seen John Wick 4 and are waiting and anticipating the physical release. I will not be spoiling any plot threads here, though there isn't really a lot here you can spoil. So I ain't going to be talking about the plot or anything in great detail. So John Wick Chapter 4, what did I think about it? Wow. When it was first announced that the film was going to be 3 hours long, I was like, oh no, 3 hours. This is going to be a slog. But no, honestly, the 3 hours mark completely blew me away. 3 hours, it felt like 1.5 hours. It's like Heat. The film is a 3-hour film, but doesn't feel like it. It feels less than half of it. Straight from the get-go, the film drags you in. It's like a roller coaster ride that never stops. We start off seeing John after the events of the end of the third film, rebuilding his strength. So he heads off to Japan, to the Continental in Japan. I think it's in Tokyo or Osaka. And it's a big, beautiful, wonderful looking place, and it's run by the guy who plays Scorpion in the recent Mortal Kombat film, and he's also been in Bullet Train as well, and I'm pretty certain he was also in Royal Warriors with Michelle Yeoh back in the day. I cannot remember his name. And it's a really lavish set piece there. John goes there to get help, and pretty much no sooner he's there, the place is bombarded by resources from the High Table, from Bill Skarsgård's character, like the High Marquis or whatever his name is, the new big bad of the film. And what we have here is like a half an hour, 40 minutes, big action set piece of an assault on this Continental in Japan. It is blistering, it is action-packed, it is relentless. The action here just keeps on stepping up during this whole sequence. You get your standard goons come in, and then partway through they introduce these big heavily guarded guys who pretty much are bulletproof due to their armor, so they have to like attack them from the neck, knife them in the throat, or even shooting them in the throat. These are some really brutal and bloody executions, and it's all glorious to see. The film here just, again, as I said before, feels like a roller coaster, and it just never stops. It goes from set piece to set piece to set piece, and it gets grander and more immersive with each set piece. For the 3 hours here, it rarely ever lets go. We go from that set piece to another one where we get introduced to Scott Adkins' character, and it's all set in a nightclub with rain, water effects pouring on the characters as they have a big fight, and the cinematography is absolutely gorgeous. Then there's the one on the big roundabout in France. Is it called the Arch de Trio or whatever it's called? And oh my days, that is absolutely outstanding. It is how they're trying to fight in between oncoming cars while John's car doesn't have any doors at all. And then we have the whole flight of stairs routine, which is absolutely perfection. You never will be so upset when a guy falls down so many flights of stairs. You really do feel for him. John is absolutely knackered by this point, and you are knackered as well. It grabs you by the scruff of your neck and takes you on this journey, and it never stops. It is relentless. It never leaves you alone, and it's the joy for it. We've got set piece upon set piece, as I keep saying. We even have a nice little reference to the video game Hotline Miami, where it takes the action from like behind John or other characters and lifts it for an over the top view of things, and it's really cool seeing the action going off in different places. enemies, trying to see where John is and anticipate it. It is really good. The cast here is absolutely stacked as always. One thing about the John Wick films, they always do get great cast members. Last time we had Halle Berry, who was brilliant. Unfortunately, she doesn't return here, which is a shame. And we also had Willem Dafoe in the first film, who was an absolute delight. This one, we have Bill Skarsgård here as the big bad here. And whilst he doesn't really get his hands dirty, he gets like his minions to do it, his jobs. He is really good and menacing and really chews up the scenery. The other big addition here is Donnie Yen. Yes, the martial arts expert is here as a blind assassin Kane, and he is absolutely stellar. He's got such wit about him, delivering razor sharp lines whilst also delivering some pretty brutal action with his razor sharp walking stick. It is great. His action choreographed sequences are fantastic because as his character is blind, he has to like for hearing stuff. So he places like, is it like door alarms or something? So whenever somebody walks past, he'll know where they are. It's really clever, and I'm glad they utilised that into his action sequences. We also have a new guy here with a dog called Tracker. He's a very mysterious character, and we don't really get to know much about him, but he goes around with the dog, and he's really, really good. I can't remember the guy who plays him, but he delivers some really good lines, and I wouldn't mind seeing him popping up into a spin-off in the future. We also have Clancy Brown here, who also plays like one of these head guys. Unfortunately, he doesn't get a lot of screen time and he doesn't get in on the action, but he's sent there from the high table to make sure things go according to plan. But again, he is very good in his role. I just would have liked to see a little bit more of him. We also do have our mainstays here. We have Ian McShane here, who's always a delight and charming as ever. We also have the brilliant Lawrence Fishburne, who is flamboyant as ever in his role. And we also have the late great Lance Reddick here, also making an appearance. What I like the most about John Wick Chapter 4 is that if you go in for an action film, you'll get it, and you'll get it in spades. But if you want something a little bit different, a little bit more thought into it with a bit of story, there's a lot here for you to take in. While the action set pieces are all over the top and pure spectacle, it's also got some great depth going on with like behind the scenes with the high table and the whole world of assassins that live in this John Wick universe. Also, the script itself with John, again played by Keanu Reeves. He rarely says anything in this film, and he's also probably the only guy in the world who can make the word yeah sound like a two-syllable word. And whilst he's a man of few words, those words that he say are very poignant, especially nearing the end of the film with some of the things he does say. It can have an emotional heft to it. The film, once it reaches its climax, it is absolutely fantastic. I won't dive into spoilers with the ending, but for me, I thought it was a satisfactory conclusion to the whole franchise, to the film, and it left me really pleased with how they tackled it. Apparently we are getting a sequel, so I don't know how that's going to work out, but for me, John Wick Chapter 4 was an immense thrill ride from beginning to end. It's relentless with its pacing, end to end. It is breathtaking. It is one of the best, if not the best, action films of the last decade. It is truly incredible with stuff I have never seen in a Hollywood action film. It takes a load of the best bits from the John Wick previous films and adds so much more to the action set pieces. It's so good. It's pure spectacle, and I cannot wait until this comes out on 4K. As for the rankings of the John Wick films, for me currently it's still the first one is my favourite film because I do like the background story with John and his wife and like all what happens with the puppy. There's a bit more emotional heft in that one, though this one does have quite a fair bit of emotional heft as well. I can imagine on a rewatch I'll enjoy this one even more, and it probably is my favourite back on a rewatch. But for me it goes the first John Wick, then the fourth one, then I'm going to give it to the third one, then the second one. But honestly, the whole John Wick 4 films are absolutely fantastic. They're some of the best action films ever created. So much fun and pure cinematic fun. It's amazing to think that Hollywood weren't going to release John Wick, the original one, and it was risked of going straight to DVD. But no, they gave it a chance. They put it in cinemas, and it was pretty much a sleeper hit. And the series have grown from strength to strength in years. Incoming TV series and even a spin-off movie next year. there's a lot to look forward to in the John Wick universe. I hope they don't overdo it, but you know how these movie studios are. When something's popular, they want to jump on the bandwagon and try to get as much money as they can. But as it is, overall, John Wick Chapter 4 is an absolutely incredible film. It's a truly action staple that's going to be one of my go-to films if I want to watch in years to come. It's a beautiful ballet of blades, blood, and bullets. It's a superb film. A thrill ride that takes you on a ride and it never slows down. It one-ups itself constantly from set piece to set piece, delivering some great dialogue, brilliant soundtrack, and some bone-crunching combat. It is such a great film. The whole choreographed stuff here is absolutely exemplary. If I was to give John Wick Chapter 4 a score out of 5, it would have to be a 5 out of 5. A truly magnificent film and highly recommended to go and check out. And definitely be expecting to see this very high in my top 10 films of the year. So that'll do it for today. Thank you ever so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me what you think of this review. This was pretty much on the cuff and I thought, you know what, I'll give it a shot as I really enjoyed the film and I wanted to express my views in a video. So thanks ever so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've seen John Wick 4, tell me in the comment section down below what you thought of it. What's your ranking of the franchise? Again, tell me all in the comment section down below and we'll have a good chat about John Wick and the John Wick universe. So thanks again for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. You take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all on the next video. Bye.